Today on the channel, guys, premium gear from T-Motor, the FT5. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. Check out this Ferrari of 5-inch race quads. This is some of the highest quality, most expensive bind and fly quad that you can get out there right now. This is the T-Motor FT5. This quad comes in at around $400. Now that is extremely pricey for a 5-inch race quad. Can we justify the price on this versus what's on here? It would be debatable to some people. Some people are just fine to go buy a $150 quad or a $180 quad and just be fine with it. If you want something that is going to be your baby, your top shelf quad, this is the one to get. T-Motor, if you guys don't know about it, for many years in the FPV industry, T-Motor has been some of the top, most sought after motors that people are actually buying and building up on kits themselves. The top race guys out there in multi-GP use T-Motor for their custom builds. So T-Motor has released bind and flies for the past several years, and now they're back with a really awesome FT5 5-inch classic long body True X designed frame. It has replaceable arms on here. We've got 60 amp ESCs on this beast. You do have the option to buy this one 4S and a 6S version. So if you want a longer flight time with more power, obviously get the 6S version. I was getting around 3 to 4 minute flight times with a GoPro on the top. If you decide to just record what's in your DJI goggles DVR, you can do that with the Cat X Vista on the back. It does not have an SD card support on the Vista. So, but with the new 50 megabit upgrade from DJI just recently, the goggles DVR looks almost as good as what you'd see on the Air Module DVR. So, and the colors look even brighter and better than ever. DJI just kind of outdid themselves and doubled the way that the goggles look recently. So just with a firmware update, it's kind of mind-blowing. So check that out, get the DJI goggles, spend the $500 and you will not regret it at all. What's really cool about this quad also is that it does have the backseat Vista. So they have a plug and play HD port on the flight controller. This is an F4 flight controller from T-Motor specifically. I believe that if you wanted to upgrade these motors later, that this power system could handle a 6S. So if you start out on the 4S motors, and you want to work your way up to 6S later, you have that option with this bind and fly, which is pretty cool. So these are the F60 motors, and these are the classic 4S 2450 kV motors. It looks like they do have these 4 M4 bolts on the bottom, so they're a little bigger than the standard M3s, which will hold these motors in place a little bit better and give it just a little better strength. You've got 5mm arms on here as well, some TPU trim on the back, your XT60 back here, and we got a pretty good camera protection in the front right there. We have 4 bolts in the front for adding any type of TPU GoPro mount, and I just used an iFlight one that I had laying around for today's review. I just put that on the front with a couple bolts and a zip tie around it, and that's pretty much all I did to put my camera on there. I would recommend using the 4S 1550 battery on here as well from R-Line. This is the Tattoo R-Line series. One of the ones that I always recommend. You can check those out in the link below, but I usually set it on here like this on top of the 3M sticky pad, and pretty much good to go with around, I think if you're flying just realistically cruising around and doing some mild flying, you're gonna get 4.5 minutes. If you're really ripping on this quad, you're probably gonna get a 3-minute flight time pushing it with a 1550. So the 2450 kV motors can draw some amps. And again, if you wanna go high voltage, get the 6S version, you'll have a little longer flight time, around 5.5 minutes. But this quad is absolutely pro tuned as well. We have to talk about the tune on this quad because this quad, it's tuned for high-end freestyle and racing. This is one of the fastest 5-inch quads that I have flown this year. Absolutely faster than the Nazgul 5, the Nazgul 5 HD, and any of the other, the HGLRC Sector 5 that I've been flying as well. I got a review coming up on that one. This one is absolutely hands down the fastest. I don't know what kind of secret sauce they have going on these motors, but it feels very, very, very high end on the throttle. The high end of the throttle will put you through the ceiling. This quad is extremely, extremely fast. But let me show you how fast this quad is. Let's go outside now. Let's do the flight test, and we'll come back in and we'll give my final opinion on the T-Motor FT5, one of the nicest quads of the year. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back from that crazy flight test. This was one of those quads that was unexpected to me. I knew that this was a T-Motor experience that I was going to have. Out of the box, I did expect it to rip, but one thing that I didn't expect was that I was going to like the tune so much on here. So that's the first pro about this entire frame. I have to say that the tune is one of those more intermediate to advanced pilot type of tunes. It is super nimble, and at times I found it kind of getting away from me with the combo of the power system and the super nimble tune on here. So if you are a racer or somebody that wants to go extremely fast and hit a gate, kind of hug it and be able to accelerate out quick, the 6S version of this would probably be mind-blowing on the race course. And you'd probably have to be able to learn how to control your throttle and throttle back at certain times, or you might have a blowout around the corner. So I know some of the multi-GP racers do soften up the controls a little bit. They're not tuned specifically like freestyle quads as nimble. So this is definitely more of a freestyle tune that's on this quad. If you're wanting to go fly big fields and you have a lot of room to fly, this quad is extremely fun for that. So this is not really the quad for smaller spaces. Even at the airfield that I flew out, I had a hard time kind of slowing it down, coming down the runway to do that reverse touch and go. So I think that it is one of the fastest quads that I have flown all year long. As far as the 5-inch category goes, it is also one of the lighter ones out there. It's much lighter with the incorporation of the Cadex Vista on here instead of the air module. And it just seems to be kind of uneventful as far as the design frame of the frame goes, for the exception of this one little feature right here. On the very top, it has this removable top plate. This is this is cool. It's 2 bolts on the very top right here, and it releases that center plate. Then you can access the stack, which is kind of convenient for you guys if you want to add GPS, or you want to add a different receiver on here, or you want to solder up Crossfire. It does have the Immortal T extension for your antenna in the back for TBS Crossfire, which is kind of nice. But I like the overall easy layout of the quad. I do like the top plate. It seems like it's going to be a fairly durable quad, because we did have a durability test. I tried to come up really nice and a little bit too close and snagged a tree branch, and I tried to power out of it, and I ended up going right down in the dirt. The only dirt patch in the entire field that day, it seems like. But durability test is checked out. It is a very strong and versatile frame. You can get parts for this one as well. I think the entire kit goes on Banggood for around $40 or so. So you could get the kit, the frame kit yourself, and build it up with your own components. You could also get the analog version of this quad as well. So if you want to go around the $190 to $200 price point, you can get one of these FT5s for that without DJI gear on there. So you're going to get a little more expensive if you go the digital route, but this is one of the top experiences for me so far this year with a 5-inch race quad in the freestyle category. So this is just a mind-blowing Maserati, Ferrari experience. I loved flying it, and I'd like to fly it again. This is one of those ones that I'd like to keep around. And if I had to pick just one 5-inch this year out of all these 5 inches that I have coming in, the FT5 would probably be my top choice with the DJI goggles. Absolutely 2 thumbs up for this quad. An amazing experience, tune, power system, and all the components on here are absolutely top shelf, and a very nice quad. It would be nice to have the analog version just to try out that one, but I have a feeling that it's all the same tune on here, and you guys are going to get just as good of an experience with the analog version if you already have Fat Shark goggles and you're not going the DJI digital route. So whichever way you go, you're going to have a good time with the FT5, guys. Thanks again for watching my channel. I'm Justin Davis. I will rip with you guys again later. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.